guys, Alex from Athletics United with your workout. So today we have a fun bodyweight workout incorporating some movements that we haven't seen before, or even if you've done CrossFit for a while, you probably haven't done these in quite a while. So be a fun, kind of interesting take on some things. So you are going to have a 30-minute cap. This would be tough to complete in that 30 minutes, depending on where you're at in terms of your fitness. If you can finish, fantastic. If you don't, that's also great. It's going to be very, very difficult to finish all this. The goal is just to kind of push yourself and get as far as possible. So I'm going to go through the whole thing, and then we're going to go over the movements and some adjustments you can make depending on where you're at. So, like I said, you're going to have 30 minutes to complete 100 shoulder taps, 5 wall walks, 100 elevated glute bridges, 5 wall walks, 100 lateral lunges, 5 wall walks, and finally finishing with 100 shoot-throughs and 5 wall walks. So let's go over each one of those and kind of break down some approaches you can take to get through this. So the shoulder tap. Shoulder tap is essentially a high plank. We're going to be lifting up your arm and touching the opposite shoulder. Very simple movement, but there are some kind of things I want you to keep in mind. So let's go over it. We're going to get down into our high plank position, and just to kind of briefly go through it. So that's all there is to move it. The one thing that we don't want to see is you really rotating those hips. Try to get that. You want to keep the torso nice and stable, just like you would in the plank. And really fight that imbalance when you pick that arm up. That's the whole point of this. This is a core exercise. It's going to be a little bit hard on the arms, especially as you're holding that position. But you want to keep everything nice and centered. You don't want to be rotating to kind of shift your balance onto that one arm. You want to fight that and use your core to keep yourself stabilized, not the shift in your weight. So, next up we have the wall walks, which we're going to go through quite a few times on this. I'm going to demonstrate that real quick, and then some kind of alterations you can make if you don't have an appropriate wall, which everybody should, or you're just not comfortable doing it. So, with the wall walk, you're going to get down in front of a wall, you're going to get your feet up, slowly walk your hands back until you're as close to the wall as possible. And then work your way back down. So I would encourage everybody to give those a try. If you're not comfortable getting super, super close to the wall, just get as far up as you can. If you're still not comfortable with that, just go ahead and put in push-ups here, and let's make it 20. So next we have elevated glute bridges. So I'm sure you've done glute bridges. We've had them a couple times in a few workouts. This is going to be a little bit different take on that. So what you're going to need, pretty much anything that's not going to move on you. This chair is going to be a little bit narrow for me, but a box, a bench, anything, you don't want it to be too tall. That's going to kind of screw up the movement. What you're going to do, let's get down, get your feet on the object. They can be flat, it can be just your heels, doesn't matter. Get your arms anywhere that's comfortable. And the trick to these is you have to make sure that you have a neutral back position. That meaning that your back is completely flat on the ground, not arched. So from here, we're up, pause at the top, back down. And again, the way to see if you're holding that position the whole time, when that back comes down, you should still be flat. You shouldn't land in an arch. So we're going to go up, pause 1 second at the top, back down. Alright, then we're going to follow with our 5 wall walks. Next we have 100 lateral lunges. Lateral lunge is just a lunge to side. So we're going to start feet normal width, step out, and up. Make sure I have enough room here. And stepping out. And for this, each step, either way, counts as 1 repetition. So we're not doing left and right equals 1. It's each time you step, that counts as 1 rep. Do 5 wall walks. Now the shoot through. So for the shoot through, traditionally this is done with a set of parallettes, which is basically just a tall set of handles. You can do this with 2 tables, 2 chairs, anything that's stable. You don't want it moving out on you because you're going to be putting your full weight on this. So we're basically going to get into an elevated kind of high plank position, body nice and flat. And what's going to happen is we're going to bring our knees up and through, and then kind of create the reverse position on the other side. So at full speed, okay, so want to keep those arms locked the whole time, really brace that core, get a nice full extension on the other side of the movement, and then back through. and just try to flow through these as quickly as possible. And then finally, you're going to end with your 5 wall walks. If you can't do the wall walks, but this is going to get a little bit hard, especially on the shoulders, you can go ahead and cut those down 1 to 3, anywhere that's comfortable. Try to start at 5, and then hold that for as long as possible. If it starts to get a little bit too difficult, just go ahead and cut it down. All right, guys, enjoy it, challenge yourself, try to get as far as possible, and we'll see you tomorrow.